Welcome to the Principal Patterson Podcast, where leadership meets excellence in education. I'm Shanavia Patterson, and I'm here to help you navigate the nuances of becoming a high-performing school leader. Each week, we'll explore essential pillars of high-performing schools, from climate and culture, teaching and learning, systems and operations, and even coaching and development. Remember, everything that happens in our schools is leadership created or leadership alive. Join me as we create schools of excellence, one principal at a time. Welcome back to another episode of the Principal Patterson Podcast. I'm your host, Shanavia Patterson, and I am again sitting with a guest who is someone who leadership not only inspires, but transforms. I have the privilege of welcoming Principal Amanda Spight, a dynamic, high-impact leader serving at Santa Fe Trail Elementary School in the Independent School District in Missouri. Amanda is a national distinguished principal, so that is so exciting to hear her story, but you're going to hear the story behind her magic, how she leads, how she builds, how she sustains momentum, and how she continues to transform her building one intentional decision at a time. So go ahead and settle in, take some notes, and get ready, because this conversation will pour into you. It will challenge you and remind you that extraordinary leadership lives in ordinary moments. So Amanda, welcome to the Principal Patterson Podcast.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be with you and just be in your presence.
Oh, thank you. And listen, Amanda and I have been like Instagram, social media buddies for years.
I
And
looked back since like before 2021.
yes. Long time. And I was so honored to finally get to meet you in person. Just a few weeks ago, I came and spoke at the Kansas City Elementary Principals Association for their meeting that they had, and that was great to kind of like finally, meet you in person and be a part of your community. So thank you for having me again. I appreciate that.
Yes.
So Amanda, so you've led at multiple levels, and now you're the principal. You've been a principal at your current school a few years, and you've created some real movement. So for the listeners meeting you for the very first time, how would you describe your leadership journey in your own words?
My leadership journey started very early in my education career. I taught special education for 3 years. And in that first year as a special education teacher, my principal positioned me to facilitate professional development for the whole building. I was the professional development representative for the whole district's special education department, but also I co-taught and helped teachers who were struggling with the literacy model. But it really started early on, and that's when I realized that I really enjoyed working with the adults. I taught special education for 3 years before I transitioned into titled leadership, and that was 13 years ago. So I have been principaling for a long time. I have served as a building principal in a couple different districts, decided I wanted a change of scenery, took a detour into early childhood leadership, and served at the district level. And then now I'm here. I've been here for 4 years, and I am just really grateful to have had a variety of opportunities to lead and sustain change across buildings and departments.
I did not know that about you. Thank you for sharing some more background. See, I'm still learning about so many of you all. I love that when you first started, you talked about how your principal basically saw leadership in you. Did
Yeah.
you like see it in yourself? Like, when you were teaching, did you say, you know what, I know I'm going to lead my own building and my own team one day?
I knew I wanted to be a principal. I was the only person in the cohort. We had to go around and share who we were and what we taught and what our goals were after getting our principal certification. And in this room of like 60 people, I'm like 25 years old, and I was the only person in that room that was like, my name's Amanda Spight, and I want to be a principal. And she still teases me to this day. She was like, you were so bold, but I just knew I didn't want to be in the classroom forever and that I loved helping people. And so I knew I wanted to get certified. If I was going to go back to school and get another degree, it was going to be to serve a broader community. And I thought maybe counseling or something like that. But ultimately, the principalship was where it was at for me.
Mm.
And I was the first person. I started my first titled leadership job in that first year of the program. I hadn't even graduated yet.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was wild.
And so, and it's clear that that momentum has continued because, now as you've been leading your current school and going through, just a turnaround. And, I talk to my audience a lot about, culture and it's what we create. Everything that happens in our school is leadership created or leadership allowed. And culture is one of the things that we talk about a lot in our community. And I believe that is, your culture is what you create and is what people can actually feel and not just see. So can you talk a little bit about the culture you have built at your current school?
hmm I think the main thing that stands out at Santa Fe Trail is that we, like, it hasn't always been sunshine and rainbows for us. We really had to be in the trenches together, side by side. And because of that, I feel like we have this culture of trust, a deep trust, and a willingness to be vulnerable and let people know what we need. And from there, we were able to build capacity. Like, I think back to that first year here, we didn't have the same staff structure that we have. We have two buildings on this campus, and we have 7 preschool classrooms down the hill. And I remember there were times where they were calling for behavior support in the preschool building, and all of the staff in the main building were supporting kids. And so we developed a culture like, someone calls for help, if you're on plan time and you have a walkie, you're going to show up because you know what it feels like. I think that is the culture, showing up for each other no matter what.
Talk to me about, so what does it feel like to lead turnaround situations in our schools where, from the moment you walked in doesn't necessarily look like the way it looks now. And how do you lead that and still be the light, the energy and the visibility that your team and your building needs without it feeling like, this a lot of leaders tell me that, when they're doing turnaround work or they're trying to create a culture that no one has to recover from, that it feels heavy. How do you keep your school from feeling heavy as you're making sure that you all are reaching your goals?
I love that. That first year, I really, and in any of the turnarounds that I have led in the positions I've been fortunate to hold, you really have to discipline yourself to the present. And so being comfortable in the uncertainty, like knowing I don't know what I am going to face today or what's going to come my way, but I'm going to show up and I'm going to be responsive, and just having the ability to accept the moment as it is really what I attribute that success to. Because when things are overwhelming, you have to have that composure as a leader and stay the course. And the only way that I could keep coming back that first year, and anyone we talk about, we needed hazard pay. We still talk about that.
Hmm.
Was we gave it our all whenever we showed up, and then I left it.
Hmm. Hmm.
I had a family. I was pregnant. I was 37 years old. I was an old pregnant lady. I did not have time to continue working all hours of the night on this. And so I had to show up and be fully present and do the things while I was here and build capacity with my staff, because there was no way I could do it on my own.
hmm And I think a lot of principals specifically are still learning that dance of how much they should be carrying and how much they should be on the dance floor versus in the balcony. And, they have a lot of guilt behind leaving it at work. And
Mhm.
how did you make the decision? Was it just because you like, I just can't do it? Simple as that. Or was you intentional about who you were developing as you were leading to ensure that you had the capacity to do both, to lead well at work and also show up for your family at home?
Yeah, I was really fortunate because when I came in the office, the whole office had quit. So I hired my secretaries. And so it was me and the secretaries and our building instructional coach. And since we came in together, it was easier to build that system. And so they were really integral in being in those blind spots for me. A lot of what we dealt with that first year was related to behavior and really violent, aggressive behavior. And so I knew, like, if I had to be out there supporting the teachers with that, if I couldn't leave that to go call and have someone picked up. And so I gave them a script of what I wanted them to say. And then I had the other one create a spreadsheet for me to keep track of who was being suspended, how long, why, and just those nitty gritty details so that after the fact I could go in and process that paperwork. I taught them how to print the letters for me. Um, I just anything that I could have them do to clear the path for me.
Mm,
We did re-entry meetings for every out of school suspension. And there was a time where I was starting my day doing 5 re-entry meetings a day, and it felt horrible because I was starting really early, like an hour before school started, to get them through it, to get the kids to school on time and all this. And when my teacher said, "Well, that doesn't sound like a good way to start your day." And I was like, "It's not. I'd really rather be greeting you." And so I shifted and I only scheduled reentry meetings after the arrival window. And I created a structure where I taught the counselor, the FSL, the building coach, the teachers. I gave them a script of what to say so that I didn't have to be the only one to do reentry meetings. And that allowed us to do 2 reentry meetings at a time. And that allowed me to have the space to start my day in a positive way and also get that reentry meeting done. And so I was really intentional about thinking, do I need to be the person to do this? Does this message at this time have to come from me? Or can the message be delivered through a script that I've created
mhm.
and be handled by someone else? So that really helped to free me up. And it continues to serve us well, even though our discipline has transformed.
Oh my goodness. You said so much there that I know a lot of our listeners will appreciate. One, almost confirming again, because I believe principals need to hear it often, is that you don't have to be just because you're the face of the school doesn't mean you have to be in every single thing. And
Mhm.
you not only empowered your team to do some of the work that you were typically the one doing, you equipped them to do it. And so
Mhm.
I talk a lot about that. We try to empower people and say, come on, you all can do it. You all can take this off my back. But if we do not equip our people to do it well, and so for you to take the time to say, okay, you pretty much gave them a operating procedure, a playbook of how
Yeah.
to duplicate yourself. And that has served you well. Systems, systems, systems. I have this S3 framework that I work with a lot of clients on. And we talk about if you don't have great systems or synergy, the sustainability is not going to be there. And I can tell
Mhm.
that has served you well because you have made the principal life very sustainable by having those systems in place. Now I want to
Yeah.
talk a little bit about national distinguished. Y'all, we have a national distinguished principal with us. So talk about that honor. How did you find out? The big surprise, the big reveal, and what does that mean for your community to be named a national distinguished principal? Like that is huge, Amanda.
Yeah, it is still something that I am processing, to be honest. I found out almost a year ago. It was December 6th of last year, 2024. And I got a call on the walkie. I was in a meeting with my assistant principal and building coach, and I got a call on the walkie that said, admin support immediately to the gym. And I popped up with my walkie and I took off. I'm telling you, these ladies, they have it on video. They're chasing me down the hall. And I'm petite. I am like 5'2" in my heels, just scurrying down the hall. They're chasing me. And I walk in, and the whole gym is filled with students. And on the far wall, I see my husband and my two boys, my parents, my siblings, my best friends, my principal besties, all along the wall. And they're just cheering. And I was like, I dropped my walkie. I could not believe it. And that's how I found out I was the regional honoree for Missouri. And so in Missouri, there's, I think, 7 or 8 regions. And so I was the honoree for all of Kansas City. And so from there, at the state principal conference, I had to submit, it was like a full-time job. I had to talk about the 3 most significant accomplishments. I had to write all kinds of essays. I went through a rigorous interview process. And at the state conference, on the last night that they're there, they announce the winner who's going to represent Missouri as National Distinguished Principal. And I remember my friends being like, it's you. You're going straight to the top. It's going to be you. And I'm like, stop saying that. It's at that point, there's only been one Black man in the state of Missouri that's been recognized, Dr. Howard Fields, who's now a superintendent. He was recognized in 2020. There's never been a Black female.
Wow. Wow.
And I was like, don't put that on me. Don't put that on me. And I'm telling you, when they said it was me, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So that was in March. It was March 3rd, the day before my husband's birthday. And my friends FaceTimed, one friend FaceTimed my husband, so he got to watch it live, and another friend recorded it. So that was in March. And then October, just about a month ago, I was in DC, and it turns out I was one of 43. So not even every state had someone represented. And there were 6 of us who were Black.
Mm.
And 6 of 43. It was just incredible. So we were wined and dined, and it was a beautiful experience. And I'll tell you what, I've never felt more at home in my life. I was like, I was made for this. I'm being silly, but
I love
it
it. No, I love it. I
it was
love
an
that.
incredible experience.
I love that.
Incredible. To
Oh
be
my goodness.
seen and
Mhm.
celebrated like that,
Mhm.
never in my life have I experienced. I was like a little pageant girly. I had never felt that seen and celebrated in my life. Just so beautiful.
Hmm.
And I
I
think a lot of times as a principal, and especially for me and my leadership, I've felt, set aside a lot.
mm.
And through this last year, I've come to realize I haven't been set aside. I've been set apart for a purpose. I've been perfectly positioned. And so it's been really beautiful.
Oh, perfectly positioned. I love that. Oh my goodness. And how did your school community respond? It just brings back so many memories. And I just recall my students when this happened for me, how proud they were, and the parents and the teachers, because it's like, yeah, your principal get to represent you. And so I'm assuming yours was the exact same way where they're just like, yeah, that's our principal.
Yeah, there's a banner of me in the entryway with like my little headshot, and they're like, yeah, that's our principal. And the kids are like, we have the best principal in the state of Missouri. Our principal is this. So, and it's really neat when families, they're like, oh, like that are new to the school, they're like, you're a, oh, okay, okay, I
Mhm.
see you. Like it's like, okay, she's got some street cred. Yes, she does.
Yes,
Yes, she
she
does.
does. Yes, she does. Oh my goodness. That is so wonderful. And I just hope that encourages someone that's listening, because I hear, leadership is lonely or it's so hard, it's so difficult. And it is. I would never say it is not, but there is still joy. And I think that's one of the things that I want to do is to bring back the joy and help our principals love leading again.
Yeah.
They lose their spark often, and I'm hoping your story encourages them. So I'm about to do some rapid fire questions as we prepare to wrap up. So just
Okay.
really quick, first thing that comes to mind, one leadership habit you never skip.
Greeting the people.
Okay. What's a culture move you think all principals should use?
Having fun and playing with your staff. I think you don't have to be mean to mean business. So
Wait. Say that again, Amanda. Say that one again.
you don't have to be mean to mean business.
I love that. I love that. What's a system you can't live without?
My system for discipline and how, like, the structures we put in place to make sure that my discipline reporting is accurate and efficient.
What's your favorite quote?
The opposite of work, the opposite of play isn't work, it's depression.
Oh, that's good. And last, what would people be surprised to learn about you as a principal?
They'd probably be surprised to know that I was incredibly painfully shy as a child
Mm.
and really tried to just stay back and not be seen because now I love to have a mic in my hand.
Because you were made for this.
Yes.
I love that. Amanda, your leadership reminds us that culture shifts when leaders believe in themselves first. Your turnaround story, your systems thinking, and your message of the magic is in you is going to sit with people for a long time. And I surely hope that this episode, motivates them, inspires them, but also challenges them. And I want to thank you for leading with courage and conviction, and your contagious energy continue to be my number one hype woman on Instagram that keeps me
I
going.
got you.
Well, I love it. It's because we all need it every now and then that, is this resonating? And you always ensure and let me know that it does. So I appreciate you. Congratulations again to you, National Distinguished Principal of Missouri. And we thank you for coming on to the Principal Patterson podcast.
Thank you. It's been so fun. Thank you for affirming me and helping me know that I am not out here alone.
Yes, you are not.
We're in this together.
That's right. I have your back always and forever. You know that.
Yep.
All
We
right.
locked
Thank
in.
you. We are locked in.
Okay.
That's what I love it. Yes. All right. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for joining me today on the Principal Patterson podcast, where we create high-performing schools one principal at a time. Before we wrap up, I have one last favor to ask. If you found value in today's episode, I'd love for you to rate and review the podcast. Your feedback not only helps me continue delivering content that serves you, but it also helps other school leaders discover this podcast. Share the episode with your fellow principals, your leadership teams, or anyone you feel could benefit from shifting their leadership approach. Together, we can elevate school leadership and create more schools of excellence. So please, rate, review, subscribe, and share with your community.